Well, here I am at one of my favorite spots. I've come out here to cut firewood a number of times. Come out here hunting, usually looking for grouse, sometimes deer. It's the one of the access road to one of the provincial park recreation areas in the Fort McMurray area. And I came here mostly because I knew where I was going, and I was hoping that there would be some snowmobile tracks that I could follow. And as you can see, I found one. That'll make it easier to walk. Today is St. Patrick's Day, and this year, rather than sitting in a bar for the entire day, I thought I would do something proactive, like go out into the woods and go for a walk. I was speaking with a friend of mine recently, and she said that she noticed I had a video on YouTube, which I recorded about 5 years ago, where I tried to start a fire with one of these flint and steel fire starters, and as I recall, I failed pretty bad on that video. Couldn't get it to go. So I thought today I'd redeem myself. Essentially, what I think I'm going to do is find some birch bark, which shouldn't be hard considering the entire bush to my right is nothing but baby birch. Yeah, there's some good birch bark right there. Oh, it's deep. If you go off the trail, the snow is deep. So here's some grouse feathers in the snow. As a hunter, this is a good sign. This means there was at least one grouse that was somewhere in this vicinity sometime after the snow underneath of those feathers fell. So usually that makes me feel like maybe I'll find some more if I'm looking for them. One thing I'll point out for the educational portion of this video is that the birch is generally lighter in color, maybe orange, and you can see flakes of bark peeling off like paper. Like that piece of paper there. In contrast to that, poplar, aspen poplar or balsam poplar, doesn't matter. It's going to be more of a greenish tinge to it here, although not always the case. It's a white color, but it's smooth bark. There's no flaky bits. And it's those flaky bits that are such good fire starter. But I wanted to point out that here is some tracks left in the snow, and they've obviously deteriorated quite a bit. They're not fresh, but it makes me wonder what animal would have left those tracks, because they're quite sizable. Like, it looks like two human boots side by side, but that's not a human track. So for firewood, what I want is a tree that's dead and it's still standing up. Well, here you go. I found a single isolated rabbit track. But that's not a rabbit. I think that's a grouse. And right beside this grouse is another interesting track. That's not a rabbit either. That's something much larger than a grouse or a rabbit. Right beside those two tracks is this other track. Also very interesting. No idea what that is though. Now there's something interesting. There's a bird's nest. But what kind of bird nests in a tree like that, I wonder? Huh. Another interesting thing worth note in this area with this bird's nest is I'm now surrounded by poplar trees, and I don't see any birch. Oh, one lone birch in all the poplars, and it stands out like a sore thumb because it's so white. Well, here I found another rabbit track. That's good. You see that? The bees and wasps, they make a house. I bet you that's good fire starter. Coincidentally, it's in a tree, a birch tree, which is also a good fire starter. Lots of things to see out here on a St. Patrick's Day. Now here's a tree that's leaning out into my trail. It makes a good subject to look at. Here we are, the spring is just about to start, and this tree is covered in buds. Buds are where the leaves come from. Every year it grows more leaves and the leaves fall off, and then during the winter, well, it sits here and it grows some more buds. This tree is getting ready for the summer already. All right, you coming with me? Let's go. Plan B, not going in there. Snow is over my knees when I'm off the trail. So that's not gonna work. I'm gonna get cold right away. I didn't come out here to get cold. I just wanted to walk and look at stuff. There's a nice bit of nature. So there's wild rose with some rose hips. Supposedly you can make tea out of that. So what we have here is some poop, some kind of canine poop, probably fox. It's got bone in it. Generally speaking, deer don't poop out bone. Oh, look, tracks. Hey, look at that, it worked fine. So that's the ticket. I need a base to be able to do my work with it. So there you have it.